Here is the review of Mastermind Creations Calidus, which is their take on an IDW Rodimus. So as you can see, he is a Cybertronian car, and it looks really nice. That does have some orange here on the vents, some orange on the sides here, along with some silver on these exhaust pipes, and also some silver on these here. Oh, and he also has some orange on the back here. And he does have a little bit of yellow on him. And that is here. And of course these fins, like he always has in the G1 cartoon. And he does roll really well. And that's about it. Now, he does come with 2 weapons, which are meant for robot mode, but you can do something with them in vehicle mode. So, the weapons that he comes with is a signature gun here, which you can plug onto this hole and this handle here for the gun. So you can have that. And the other accessory that he comes with is this bow and arrow, which has a little bit of orange on both sides, and of course some silver here. And the way you store this is the bow and arrow has these 2 holes, which will go into these 2 pegs on the bottom. And then you could take these and fold these in. So you can have like spikes on the front. So you can have that look going on if you want to. And for a size comparison, here he is next to his repaint and remold counterpart. Exodus, which is their take on an IDW getaway. And as you can see, they did a lot of remolding. In this repaint and remold, not this one, because this came out first and this came out second. And the only thing that I can see that has not been remolded and kept the same is the wheels here. Because as you can see, they're like the same. The only difference is Getaway here has this orange stripe all around the tires. And also, Getaway, if I untap one of these and flip these out, Getaway does have these, like, exhaust pipe things that goes all the way around here, like Rodimus does. Yeah. The only difference is that Getaway has these things here that fold in and tab in from this hole and this peg. And and the back here is the same here. I'm only talking about this piece here. And that's about all of the things that they kept the same. The rest of the others is all remolded on this figure. Oh, and this Autobot symbol was a sticker that I had to add myself. Because third-party companies don't put symbols on their figures. And I guess that's about it. So now, to transform him, now I have already shown you how to transform this mold, which was Getaway. So if you want to know how to transform this figure, go watch my Mastermind Creations Exodus review. Because him and him both have the same transformations, except this has one extra step that they did. And I'll show you that when we get to the head reveal. So I'm going to go ahead and transform this guy off camera. So I'll be right back. Okay. So I got him all transformed except for, of course, his head and his chest. So here's the one extra step that they did. Okay. Now, the transformation of his head and his chest is like the same as Getaway here, except for his head here on Calidus. If I bring down this piece, first I gotta get his arms down. Now, on Exodus, to fold up his head, you just tuck it in on the inside here, and that's it. But for Calidus here, you don't just tuck it up in here. What you have to do is you gotta rotate it around. Like rotate his head around and then tuck it into here. And then to transform him into robot mode, you just bring this piece down and then rotate his head around. And there you go. And now let me get his chest all transformed. And I'm gonna leave his arms untapped and just bring them up to about here. Because trying to get these tapped into here is a bit of a pain to do. But I'm just gonna leave these untapped and just bring them up to about here. Oh, and I also like to leave his feet slide forward, so that way he has more ankle pivot. Because just like with Exodus, if you slide these all the way back, you lose that ankle pivot. And I will have to scooch back some. And the robot mode also looks really nice. I really do like the way that this figure came out. And he does have a bit more orange on him, and that is the thighs here. Some more silver on his knee caps here, which are these, and also here. Oh, and on his kneecaps, if I zoom in, he does have a little bit of red on these arrows here. And he does have a bit more yellow on him, like his head crest here. But mine here, as you can see right there, and a little bit right there, is chipping off. That might be from transforming him. I think that's what it was from. And he does have a little bit of yellow on his shoulders here and his hands. Oh, and he also has a bit more orange on his head here, and some gray on here. And also his eyes are, if I can, there we go. His eyes are painted in. You can see right there. And he does have the same articulation as Exodus. So if you want to know how the articulation goes on Calidus, go watch my Exodus, also known as Getaway video. And for his weapons, he can hold them like always. You just have, well, for the bow and arrow, you have to make sure that these are folded out. Oh, and for Rodimus and Getaways' guns, they did some remoldings to it. Well, Getaways is like clearly the same, except they did a lot of remolding on it. So, there you go. Now, Rodimus does come with one extra accessory, and that is an alternate head. And the one that's on him is just a serious look. But he also comes with a face with a smirk on him. And so, swapping the heads is really easy. All you do is just unscrew the back of the screw, pull it apart, and then reattach it to Rodimus's body. And of course, like with all of the other Mastermind Creations figures, he comes with the collector's card with the stats on the back and the instructions / comic book. And for a size comparison, here he is next to his remold and, well, remold character Getaway. And you could see how much they remolded both of these in robot modes. And the only ones that I can see that are the same is the waist here, and also the thighs here. Yeah. So the only things that they kept the same is the waist and the upper thighs. But everything else of this figure has been remolded. And for another size comparison, here he is next to his co-captain, Megatron. 'Cause yes, people, if you read the IDW comics called More Than Meets the Eye, y'all already know that Rodimus and Megatron were both co-captains in the More Than Meets the Eye IDW comics. So, final thoughts. I really like this remold. Well, obviously, this came out first and Getaway came out second. But it's still great of how much they remolded, and some of the parts that they have kept the same, but everything else that they did with Exodus from this mold is great, which is the remolded parts. And just like with some of the problems I have with Exodus, trying to get these arms to tap in to here is a bit of a pain. Oh, one last thing that they changed before we go is, if you remember on Exodus that had that tab on the bottom of this translucent blue cockpit, well, for Calidus, that's no longer there. Because as you can see here on Exodus, he does have that tab right there that goes into that hole right there in field commode. But with Rodimus, he does not. So, I think that's about it. So, there you have it. Mastermind Creations Calidus, which is their take on an IDW Rodimus. And if you like this video, give me a like, comment, and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.